only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages, and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome to Serendipity Style, where every week I will show you some of our finest luxury handbags, fashions, and accessories from my designer consignor boutique, as well as amazing guest appearances with stories beyond belief. Serendipity East is now located at 111 East Palmetto Park Road, Boca, 1 block east of Federal Highway on the north side. Call us at 561-338-0656. So let's get on with the show. Hi. We are on again.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Lisa from Serendipity Style. And just a little story, quick story. I was running in to get ready for my show, and I ran into this gorgeous, beautiful young woman who happens to be a model, a paralegal, and I said, you're on.
Model, paralegal, oh my gosh, mother, daughter.
This is Jasenia.
It's great to meet you. It was it's such an amazing experience. It's awesome. Thank you so much.
It was exciting.
It was very exciting.
We were running around looking for clothes, looking for whatever we needed to find. And tell me about yourself. Tell me what you do, because that was what was exciting to me.
Well, actually, tomorrow I have a shoot in the morning with Telemundo, and I was like, you know what? I need to find something black. I need a black dress. And I happened to stop here in this amazing store and found this amazing woman.
You might not even know what the store is called. Serendipity.
That's right. Well, now I know it. I'm for sure going to memorize it. I have a TV show tomorrow morning, and it's like at 6 in the morning, and I'm rushing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to find a black dress. And I just find this amazing store and this amazing woman, and I was able to find my beautiful dress that I'm going to wear tomorrow. So that's awesome. I am actually a paralegal. I work with an attorney's office. It's my regular 8 to 5 job.
Daytime job.
That's my daytime job. But I also do modeling. I do TV commercials. We do different shoots, Jet Smarter campaigns with different companies. I've been in Boating Magazine, and I just do a little bit of everything. And then in the afternoon, every afternoon, running around to pick up my girl. And yes, it's a little crazy, but it's good. I have fun in my life. My life is fun, quite interesting, but fun.
Now, do you go back and forth to Miami?
I go a lot, very often back and forth to Miami. There's a lot of Miami. But most of the bookings is Miami.
I would think
a lot of things are in Miami.
Yep.
I actually have in 2 weeks a booking in Peru that I actually have to go. It's just one day, but I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. It's one day. It's a one-day shoot. They have like a huge supermarket that's all over Peru, and I've never been there, so this is going to be a really fun gig. And all I have to do is just go and shoot a commercial, and I get paid for it, so that's really fun.
Are you going with her daughter's right in back of you, but... Are you taking your daughter?
Unfortunately, their school, and my girl, she loves modeling.
Right. Yes.
So,
and she looks like her mama.
And she looks just like her mommy. Yeah. I'm starting her little by little, and I don't want to interrupt school for her. I want her to focus. Right. And I've been holding her off of doing stuff like this for a while. Now she loves it. She really wants to do it. There was some time that she didn't want to.
Yeah.
So it was we would get booked, or there will be people interested because we really look very alike. I was 16. I was 16 when my daughter happened, so now it's like, I have my little sister, now that's my daughter.
I know, they tell me hear that all the time.
So I got her started, but I'm doing it slowly. So she will not be missing school for mommy's shoes. She will be in school.
No, and when you go away, it will be summertime. You'll have, and there'll be evenings, and there'll be all kinds of fun things.
That way it's going to be.
How did you get started? How did you get started in everything you did?
Wow, well, I've been interested in modeling, and I love the camera since I was 9 years old.
Where are you from?
9 years old. I was born in New Jersey, and my family's from Colombia.
Okay, all right. So you're a Jersey girl.
A Jersey girl. I'm actually a Jersey girl, and I started in New York. I was about 9. There was a school. I'm not sure if they're still there, but there's a school called Supermodels New York, and I started going there and learned some runway and did little fashion shows and you know, as a little kid.
You were 9. You were 9.
I was 9. I was 9 years
and your
old.
parent, they were fine. Your mom was with, you know.
My mother helped me throughout the whole process.
Great.
So
That's wonderful.
That was great. In the beginning, it's difficult. I remember they ripped her off. They sold her a package of pictures for thousands of dollars, and my mom believed the whole thing. And you know, we're in New York, and it's beautiful, but you have to be careful with what you do, especially when parents don't know. Oh my God, how do I get my girl started in this? So my mom was a little lost, but I'm glad, you know, after I got a little older, I was like, wow, okay, now I understand how everything works. Now I know how the agencies work. So now
because you do have to be careful.
Yes, you do.
Especially, I remember
careful.
I worked in New York for a while in the garment district, and I was very, very young. I was a little older than you. I was 20 or 21, and I had to buy. There were the pen lights battery, like a computer battery. A little AA or AAA, it was $11. So I went back to where I worked, and I said, "Oh, look what I got for a battery for $11. Let's go back to this place." I said, "You ripped me off." So really. What did I know? I was young and foolish.
Yeah, that's
I still am a little foolish. But anyway, I'm a little older, but I'm foolish.
It's okay. Yeah. We all have a little bit of that. No. I am too. And you know, one thing that I have, and I always tell my mom, Mommy, if there's one thing that I would change about myself is I trust people too much, and it's hard. You can't trust people too much. I know. We can't have, as I was told, a jello heart. A jello heart. People take advantage.
Yeah,
people
because they do.
Advantage.
They do take it. You have to be very careful.
And I've noticed.
Yes.
I've noticed.
I'm sure you have.
But so I learned. We've learned. We'll learn.
And you learn through tough, and you learn through being taken advantage of.
Yes.
How did you get into paralegal?
Wow, that's a really long story. It's a little sad from the beginning, but okay, I'm going to tell you guys my story. Now that I'm here, I'm just going to say my story.
Say your story.
Okay, when I was young, maybe 7, 8 years old, I was a victim of abuse, child sexual abuse, by my mother's sister's husband. And he took care of us since we were kids, since we were babies. So it was just a really, really, it was a horrible, horrible experience. What happened during that time, my mother was going through domestic violence in the house. There was a lot of domestic violence. My stepfather was crazy. And we're going through a lot at that point. We were going through a lot of things, and I think my mother wasn't very focused in what she was supposed to be focused in. She felt really bad for my aunt. At the end of the day, he was reported, everything was done, and he never went to jail. We ended up changing his name in the court because my aunt felt bad for her husband, and she asked me to please, and I'm a kid, you know.
Exactly.
I actually spoke about what was going on when I was about 11 years old.
How long had this been going on?
10, 11, 12. About two to 2.5 years.
And how old
went on? I was 8. I was 8 or 9 when everything began, and I ended up telling my mom at like 11. I was already 11.
Did she believe you?
The worst thing that my mom did was that she actually showed up in school. I was, I believe, in 4th grade already. She showed up in school to pick me up one day early after everything was discovered, and I told my mom and everything, and she actually went to pick me up with this man. She went with him and my aunt. And I'm this little girl. I go in there and I'm freaking out. I'm like, you know, shaking, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm a kid, and we actually go into his car. He puts down his mirror, and he looks at me through the car, and he says, Yesenia, why are you doing this, honey? Why are you doing this? And I'm just freaking out, shaking, and I'm like, wow, what's going on? I'm freaking out. At the end, the police was called. Everything was done. And at the end, what happened, his name was changed in the police department, and everything, nothing, he was never found. So here I am growing up. I'm a kid. I'm growing up. I was a very rebellious girl. There was a lot of problems at home, a lot of problems with my mom and stepfather. There was a lot of drama. My aunt was, always around. I always felt, I grew up with the thought of her always protecting this man that was such a bad person.
Of course.
And I'm like, why are they doing this? And why did my mom do this? And I grew up with this and with this anger.
Did you feel guilty?
I felt guilty. I was in the hospital.
Guilty and angry.
Guilty. You feel guilt. You feel hurt. You feel betrayed by your family.
Yeah.
I felt like I have no love from anyone. It was a very difficult experience. It took me a very long time to overcome this. I was actually 25 when my mom, she has leukemia. She's sick.
Right.
And I love my mother. I forgive my mom. I think she's been through a lot of things.
Right.
And I think that's what messed up her thought. And she tells me, Yesenia, please forgive me. Forgive me for me doing this to you. You don't know, I pay for what I did with all these years. I've been paying for it, and I'm sick now, and I just want you to forgive me for what I did. I should have been there for you. And it was just bad that it's been years that I've been telling her, oh my God, you never did anything for me. You never helped me with that. No protection. I can't believe you did that. And it came to the point, I had my daughter at 16, and I realized, wow, I have a 16. At 16, I became pregnant. I love my daughter, and there's a point that I'm like, wow, how do things like this happen? Like, why didn't she do anything about it?
Right.
But you know what? I left everything to God. I said, you know what? I need to grow as an individual, be a strong person. These are experiences that help me grow. I feel like I'm a strong woman. I have a beautiful daughter that I need to take care of. I cannot live in the past. I need to move on, move forward. There's so many things that are coming. I have so many things ahead of me, so many plans, and I decided got really interested in law because I said, you know what? How many girls have gone through experiences like this?
More than you know.
So many girls that have probably gone through this as a kid, and they've never said anything about what happened to them. And justice, there needs to be justice. Something needs to be done. And I always wanted to reopen this case, and I actually called the prosecutor in New Jersey, and I'm in the process of reopening this case. I want justice. And now, as a kid, I couldn't, I'm a kid, I couldn't do anything, but now, I do. I can do something, and that's the reason why I started getting into law, and I love it. It's just justice. I just love it. I love it. That's why I started.
You know what? That's a story that is the one that ended up to be a good story, because now you're not going to let go of it.
No, I'm not.
Because you can't keep your eyes closed. You have to keep your eyes open, and you have to share your story, because there's so many, like you, lots of
the
victims
story
out there.
Needs to be shared.
Yes.
The only reason I spoke when this happened, I was with my sister, my older sister. We're kids. We're watching a TV show, and there was a whole bunch of girls talking in that show. It was El Show de Cristina. It's a show that's on that used to be on Univision. I'm not sure. I don't think they're there anymore. And there were girls there talking about their experiences, and their moms talking about what was going on, that they had been abused, and that's what encouraged me. That I remember that same day, I told my sister, I started crying, and my sister's, Yesenia, what's going on? What's wrong with you? And that's what encouraged me to say what was going on. And that's when I finally, talked.
You were able to talk about it.
And I got out of this silence and this thing that I've been hiding for a long time. And it was horrible.
As a young girl.
And as a young kid.
Yeah. And then you live with it deep inside. But now you released it.
For many years. Yeah. It's been hard. It was hard to forgive my mom. And the hardest thing, I believe, was it took me such a long time to be able to tell my mom, Mommy, I love you. Sometimes I would want to hug my mom and tell her, Mommy, I love you so much. And, and when she was sick, when she told me she was sick, I couldn't, of the anger that I had inside of me, I couldn't even cry or have emotions, but inside of me I knew I had so many emotions, and I love my mom. I love her. I love her. And what he took from me, more than as a child, bringing me into, he was horrible. He was just disgusting. It was just bad. More than that, it was the relationship with my mother that he messed up. My family, the relationship with my mom. And at 25 or 26, I was finally able to hug my mom and tell her, Mommy, I love you. Forgive me because I think I've been mean to you. And I know you've been through difficult things. Yeah. Maybe, I don't know what experiences you had as a child. And I am a mother now. I'm more understanding. Yeah. And she just cried and cried and cried. And she asked me, Mommy, forgive me. Yeah. Forgive me for what I did. And I forgive my mom. And I finally, after so many years, I was able to just let it go, because that was something that wouldn't let me live. I couldn't live with that. I
You were
was stuck
in fear and anger.
and I can't do that. There's too many things. There's my daughter, there's my future. I love my modeling. I love the things I've done, the commercials. I have so much fun in my things, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to keep carrying this past. It's just haunting me.
Right.
And I don't want to do it anymore.
Have you had a relationship in the interim? Have you been in a relationship, or has that been difficult for you?
In a
To trust?
relationship, it's been my baby's father. We were married. I got married at 16 with him. He's a really awesome guy.
Yeah.
The marriage lasted 4 years. I think it's been difficult to really fall in love, and in terms of intimacy, it's something that I don't know if it's that I lived, but I can't free myself. We have to be free.
Of course.
And I've just had a little difficulty with that. I think now I'm starting. It's getting a bit better, but it was difficult.
You were blocked.
I was blocked.
If you're blocked, you're blocked. I mean, you can't let that. You can't be relaxed.
You can't
You're
be
stiff
no.
and blocked.
And then it was a very bad experience. But you know what? Those are experiences that made me who I am. I think I'm an amazing mom. I have a beautiful daughter. I have a great career ahead of me.
Personality.
And it's
you really
nice.
do. You're fun. You're happy, and you just are welcoming your future, your journey, and your destiny. Yeah. So that I commend you for that. I commend you for that.
Thank you.
Have you started a group with any of? Are you just opened up, or
I opened up not too long ago, and I would love to. I don't know how to start, but I would love to be able to maybe meet girls and just let them know, you know what, these are experiences that we go through.
Yeah.
And
there are many women out there.
Many, and there's so many of them that so it would be great to be able to talk to these girls.
Maybe we can find something. I always, look, I'm very optimistic. I look for myself, I look for others out there, and maybe there are connections, because I do have connections in that area.
I would love to do something like that and help out,
which is good, to help other people. So that's wonderful. I'm looking at your daughter just listening, and the two of you seem like you have such a nice, beautiful relationship.
We have a beautiful relationship. I had my girl, I was young, of course. I'm I'm a sophomore in high school, and I'm freaking out my gosh, what is this? What am I gonna do now? But you know
part of your walk. It's part of your walk.
She's just part of my life. She completely. I have no idea where I would be right now if it wouldn't have been because of her.
Yeah.
I think as being having so much anger growing up, and then you guys would have known me in high school. I was kind of crazy.
Yeah, I'm sure you were, because you were angry.
I was in
couldn't
Newark.
talk.
We were in Newark, and it was I wasn't hanging out with very nice people.
Of course.
I was
self-esteem was probably a little bit out.
It was bad. So. I think everything happens for a reason, and this girl arrived, and it just completely changed my mind.
Yeah.
She changed me completely. I'm like a complete other person.
Thank goodness.
So that was good. Everything happens for a reason.
Absolutely. That's how I feel. That's how I say it. I preach, I say it, and I believe it, and that's what I was saying about, I don't even know why I brought that up. I said, it's interesting, because there was a situation in my family, and what I was telling your daughter was, my whole thing is say it with conviction. Mm-hmm. And it's about your presentation, how you present what's going on, what's happening, what has happened, and then to say something with conviction. So you're not saying it with, I think, and I'm not sure.
No, you have to be
wishy-washy.
Sure.
And if you say something wishy-washy, you lost it already. Wow. You have to be kind of up there and sure of yourself.
And I think those are experiences that have, that they have given me that confidence. Now I'm able to talk about what happened, and I don't have to. Before I couldn't. Maybe 2 years ago I couldn't talk about it because I would cry, and
right, of course.
And that's why I came to a point that I said, you know what, no more, no more, and it affected me bad, and I learned. I went to a TV show that's called Nuestra Belleza Latina. It's a TV show. It's a show in Univision, and it's a big pageant of a lot of Latina girls. And And when I went to the show, I said, oh my gosh, there's so many beautiful girls here, and there were beautiful, gorgeous girls from Miami. It was over 300 girls. And my boyfriend said, Yesenia, that's he hates my model. He doesn't like my modeling at all. So he said, it's crazy. How are you going to do that? It's like winning the lottery with all these. I'm like, really? You know what? I said, I'm going to go to my casting, and you're going to see that I'm going to make it. And I made it to the 10 chosen of Miami.
Fabulous.
They selected me. That was back in 2013.
That's big. That's huge.
It was a big deal.
Yes.
And I learned from that how I couldn't keep carrying my past, because what happened there, we started talking, and we had a conversation just like we're having, and it was on air,
Right.
and I couldn't talk. I froze.
I find that hard to believe, but I can understand. I can see.
I completely started crying.
Really?
Messed up the whole thing. It was a mess after I had gone so far.
Right.
And I felt like, wow, it was done. And that affected me so much, because wow, I have so much potential. I could have done this. I could have done that. Why didn't I do it? And that's when I decided, that was a couple years ago. I said, I cannot keep living my life like this. I cannot keep living in the past. I have to move on. I have to put this behind me, and I have to keep looking forward and moving on. I have to let it go.
Yeah.
And that's what I finally understood, that I could not allow this man to.
He has an empowerment over you.
I can't allow that. That's not it, and it's not going to happen anymore. And I made that decision, and ever since, now I'm confident. Now I'm able to talk. Now I can talk about it.
Isn't it amazing how your mind works? Because that's what was keeping you down, and you couldn't talk, and you had to find out for yourself by winning, by going on the show, and that helped open you up, which is a wonderful
thing.
Helped.
So that was good.
Because I think you're doing okay.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
doing
good.
okay.
I'm happy. You know what? Now I'm happy. I feel happy about what I've done.
Yes.
I feel happy, when I get my shoots, and I have these little things, which, music videos and little things that maybe it's not a big deal, like, oh, here comes J-Lo. But you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy that I moved forward, that I was able to overcome things, and that I'm trying. I'm doing what I have to do.
You're persevering. You're moving forward.
Yes.
You're not letting things, even when your boyfriend said to you, oh, it's like you're winning a lottery. How can what chance do you have? But you didn't give up.
I didn't give up.
And you're not going to.
And no matter what boyfriend comes around now,
Yeah, exactly.
It is,
you're your own woman.
I'm going to do what I love to do, what I like to do. It doesn't matter. Like my boyfriend said, my ex-boyfriend, he said, you know what? You're gonna just mess everything up because of this, and I'm like, you know what? I am not gonna turn 80 and be stuck with you, stuck in the house, cooking and cleaning. Then you're gonna go find another girl, dump me, and I'm not gonna make my dreams come true. Even if I don't make it to Hollywood, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna still try, and I'm gonna be happy that I at least tried.
Yeah.
And I did what I loved, and I know I'm not gonna have a rock in my path to stop me from doing what I love. It's not gonna happen.
That is women's empowerment. That's women's empowerment, which there's a wonderful group that I'll share with you after the show, because I had someone on, and that's what she does. It's all about women, and they're empowering women to come and talk and share, to help others or be who they are and rise above it all.
Wow.
So I really commend you for that. See, I didn't even know your story. You walk in, you're a model and a paralegal, and but thank you for sharing that. That was a very heavy story to share, but I appreciate that.
Thank you. And God willing, I will.
Oh, you will.
Probably going to law school.
Oh,
that's another little surprise.
Oh, wow.
So
terrific.
I'll be your attorneys.
All right. I'll be waiting. I'm sure I'll have something more to talk about that. Good.
Yes.
That's great. See how that worked? Yeah. And how long have you been living in this area?
In this area, I've been here in Florida for actually 9 years now. Okay. It's been 9 years. It's been a while. Came from Jersey.
The Jersey girl, like
the Jersey girl.
Yeah. And you love it here?
I love it over here. I don't know if I'm going back to New Jersey. Yeah. I love New York, so I love Jersey too. I love the change of weather here. It was kind of weird when I moved over here, because I was like, oh, there's a Santa Claus with some sunglasses.
I know.
It's weird
with sunglasses.
But you know what?
Gosh.
It's
okay.
Nice.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye. Good night. See you next week.
Thank you for watching Serendipity Style. I hope you enjoyed our show tonight, and I look forward to sharing with you again. Please visit Serendipity East, now located at 111 East Palmetto Park Road, Boca, 1 block east of Federal Highway on the north side. See you next week. Have a good evening.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.